Hello everyone, I am Baswant Oruganti. So I'm a researcher, postdoctoral researcher at Linus University, Sweden. My research area is molecular simulations of drug resistance in cancer. In today's lecture, I'm going to talk about the science behind gap between two doses of either Covishield or Sputnik 5 vaccines. So let's start. Few days back, probably 2 or 3 days back, Government of India has announced that gap between two doses of Covishield vaccine must be 12 to 16 weeks, but not 6 to 8 weeks. That means if you take the first dose of the vaccine, for the second dose, you need to wait for at least 12 weeks, and maximum you can wait up to 16 weeks. So in my opinion, this is a good decision by the government, and it is useful for saving lives during this time of pandemic. Why do I think so? What is the research evidence for this? What is the science behind this decision? This is going to be the topic of my lecture. So first we see the research evidence for this government decision. So here, this article you can refer. The link to this article I will give in the description of my video. So this is a research study from UK published in Lancet Journal. So first we have to understand that Covishield vaccine. This Covishield vaccine is manufactured by Serum Institute of India in collaboration with AstraZeneca and Oxford University in UK. So this vaccine has like two doses. The first dose is called primer, and the second dose, this is called booster dose. So the research study says that after 21 days after the first dose, antibodies will be generated, and the efficacy is 76% after 21 days. That is, from day 22, antibodies will be there, and it will remain up to day 90. From day 22 to day 90, antibodies will be there. And efficacy is 76%. That means out of 100 people, 76 people are protected from the infection of corona. And then they say that antibodies remain constant up to 19 days. That means number of antibodies will not decrease during the 90-day period. So what happens if you take second dose within 6 weeks? If you take second dose within 6 weeks, the efficacy of the vaccine reduces, it decreases from 76% to 55%. That means you have more chance of getting COVID if you take the second dose within 6 weeks, because the efficacy decreases. However, if you wait for 12 weeks and take second dose after 12 weeks, then efficacy is 81%. That means you will have less chance of getting COVID infection. And also, one more thing we should remember is, of course, we should take two doses. One dose is not sufficient. We should take both primer dose and booster dose. Booster will further improve the immunity. It will further enhance the antibody production, and it will give long lasting immunity. That means with first dose, maybe you get only few months or few years protection, but with after the second dose, you will get probably 3-4 years protection, more protection. But the second dose should be taken after 12 weeks. Then only this long lasting immunity will occur. Otherwise, the immunity will decrease and it won't last for so much of time. So this is the research evidence. But what is the science behind this data? We have to also understand what is the science, what is the basic fundamental biochemistry behind this data. So why we should not take second dose within 12 weeks? This reason we have to understand. So what is the science behind this research findings? So for understanding this, first we have to understand what is Covishield vaccine. Covishield vaccine, what they do is they take the coronavirus, take its RNA, its genetic material, and then they reverse transcribe it to DNA. So this DNA, they take some chimpanzee adenovirus and put this into chimpanzee adenovirus. So the genetic material of coronavirus inside chimpanzee's adenovirus. So the outer surface is the adenovirus, and this they inject into our human body. So when it gets inside the human body, this envelope, which is the chimpanzee adenovirus, our body first recognizes this chimpanzee adenovirus and then start producing antibodies against the chimpanzee adenovirus. By the time it prepares antibodies, this capsule opens. It will open like it will open like this, and then the genetic material comes outside from the coronavirus. Genetic material comes outside, and then now the body will deal with two viruses. One, the chimpanzee virus, it is a viral vector, chimpanzee a viral vector, and the genetic material of the coronavirus, which will produce the spike protein. So body will generate antibodies against both chimpanzee adenovirus and the spike protein of the coronavirus. Okay, this is the mechanism of working of Covishield. Once these antibodies are produced, then both the viruses will get destroyed. So usually antibodies may take up to 21 days, as told by Lancet findings. So, and the important thing we should understand in case of Covishield is first dose and second dose are same. That means they use the same virus, they use the same material inside, same genetic material inside. There is no difference between first dose and second dose. So because of this, what happens is already antibodies are produced both for the chimpanzee adenovirus and for the coronavirus. And these antibodies will last up to 90 days. If you take before 90 days, antibodies are already present. So when the chimpanzee adenovirus enters our human body, before it opens, the antibodies immediately destroy it. So the genetic material of coronavirus is not released. Therefore, you lose the advantage of the second dose. That means you don't get any benefit. Because even before the spike protein genetic material comes into the cell or comes into the nucleus, the virus, the adenovirus is already destroyed by existing antibodies. So the main thing we have to remember is when second dose should be taken, the criteria for it is antibodies should not present when you take the second dose. There should be very less amount of antibodies. If antibodies are more, then the second dose is not very useful. So this is one important point that we have to remember. So that here I have given it as, I have written it as release of genetic material is not efficient. If you take before antibodies decrease. And then there are two more points. These are more technical issues. What happens is whenever antibodies are already there and you are again giving this spike protein, antibodies are already fully loaded. Antibodies are produced by plasma cells. These plasma cells have already loaded. So overloading is not good. When you overload it, these plasma cells become unresponsive or plasma cells die. That means the cells which produce antibodies, they die if you take the second dose too early. So this is reducing the protection, because earlier you have 76% protection, but some antibodies are dying due to this process. So the efficacy decreases to 55%. So this is the problem. So the main criteria is when you take the second dose, antibody should be very, very less. Then it is good. So this is the science behind the Lancet study. So these 2 points we have to understand. Now coming to Sputnik V, or some people call Sputnik 5. So this is slightly different from Covishield, because Covishield uses same vaccine in 2 doses. In both vaccines, they use chimpanzee adenovirus, same chimpanzee adenovirus. But Sputnik V, they also capsulate inside adenovirus, but this is human adenovirus, and they use 2 different adenovirus, adenovirus 26, AD26 or AD5. So 2 different versions they have. First dose they give AD26 virus with the genetic material of the corona, and in the second dose they give AD5 with the genetic material of the corona. So even if antibodies are already present, these antibodies work only against AD26. They don't work against AD5. So the release of genetic material from inside the human adenovirus, this process is efficient. So this is the advantage for Sputnik V vaccine. However, there is also other limitations, like for example, overloading of the antibodies. If you give it too early, the antibodies get overloaded, and some cells producing antibodies, they may die. So this problem also exists, still exists in Sputnik V. So one problem is eliminated. That problem is eliminated by having two different versions of the virus. But the second problem, that is due to death of plasma cells, this problem still exists if you take the booster dose too early. So initially, Sputnik V recommended that booster dose should be given after 21 days. But 2 days back, Gamaleya Research Center, they suggested that increase it up to 3 months so that we can enhance the immunity. And then we can also get long immune response. That means immune response may last up to like 3 years, 4 years, if you have 3 months gap between the doses. So as of now, both people from Covishield and people from Sputnik V, they suggest that 3 months is better than 3 months is better for giving second dose. Now, are there any limitations? Some people say that maybe this study is not that good. Some other studies are also there. We should also refer to that studies. Yeah, there are some limitations of this Lancet study, and there are also limitations for vaccine efficacy data. For example, now we are seeing that Pfizer has 94% efficacy, Sputnik V has 90%, but Covaxin has 80% only, Covishield has 70% only. But one thing we have to understand is all these vaccines are made by different countries and they are tested in different countries. For the genetic makeup of Indian people is different from genetic makeup of US or genetic makeup of UK. So the efficacy there may not be the efficacy in India. So it's not good idea to compare efficacies. So instead, we should just see the science of the vaccine. So yeah, for example, immunity levels in India might be different from immunity levels in US. For example, we see that in US, more number of people are dying than number of people dying in India, because Indians generally have good immunity for viruses, because from our childhood, we are exposed to so many bacteria, so many viruses. We eat street food at the time, we are exposed to so many viruses. So because of that, there is inherent immunity in us. So our immunity levels are different. So the efficacy data in UK and US may be different from the efficacy data in India. So that is one limitation we have to keep in mind. So Pfizer and Moderna, they have not done trials in India. They have done only in US. So that efficacy data may not be relevant in India. But Covishield did trials in India. Sputnik V did trials in India. Covaxin did very large scale trials in India. 25,000 people they have taken. Okay, so finally, so now I have said what are the findings of this Lancet study, what is the science behind the Lancet study, and how we can interpret this, and what are the limitations of this study. Finally, what should we do? So government has taken a decision that 12 to 16 weeks gap must be there. Is it good or not? In conclusion, what I want to say is, check the data from UK. They say that after the first dose of either AstraZeneca, that is Covishield, or Pfizer vaccine, infections fell by 65%. That means before the first dose, if infections are 100, after the first dose, infections are only 35. So that means if now like 3.5 4 lakhs are there, maybe infections are will only be 1.5 lakhs after giving the first dose. But in Israel, they say that after first dose is 85% effective. That means after first dose, 85% people did not get coronavirus infection. So UK and Israel say that first dose itself is sufficient to reduce the rate of infection. It won't completely eliminate the infection, but it will reduce the rate of infection. But we have to also see studies in India also. So I want to take the ICMR data. So this ICMR data says that it gives data both for Covaxin and Covishield. After the first dose of Covaxin, only 0.04% people got COVID infection due to when they are exposed to the coronavirus. But after second dose, it's same. After second dose also it is 0.04%. After first dose also it is 0.04%. That means it says that there is no real difference between the two doses. First dose itself is sufficient to stop the infection for the time being. But in the long term, we need second dose also. In the short term, first dose is sufficient. Let's see data for Covishield. After the first dose, the infection rate is 0.02%. After the second dose, the infection rate is 0.03%. This is an interesting thing. After the second dose, the infection slightly increased. This is because we are taking the vaccine at 6 weeks interval. If we take the vaccine at the 12 weeks interval, then this won't be there. It will be 0.02% only. So this is the thing that we have to understand. Even though this is very slight change, but this slight change reflects the finding that was there in UK. Yeah, so this is the important thing. So finally, what I want to conclude is, from data available in India, along with support from UK and Israel data, we can clearly say that first dose is sufficient to prevent coronavirus infection for 3 to 3.5 months. After that, you need to get the second dose for further high protection from the coronavirus. So wait for all Indians as responsible citizens. We should wait for 3.5 months to get second dose. In this 3.5 months, all other people who did not get the first dose, they can get the first dose. And within these 3 months or 2 months, if we can vaccinate 40 crore, at least 40 crore, more is better, of course, at least 40 crore if we can vaccinate. But maybe so many other people are there who are got COVID infected, but their numbers are not reflected in the official data. Some surveys say that the actual numbers will be 10 times larger than the official numbers. So like serological surveys, they say this. So if we multiply 3 into 10, it will be 30 crore. 30 crore will already got infected with coronavirus. 40 crore vaccinated. So 40 plus 30, 70 crore people will be in the safe zone within like 2 months or 3 months maybe. So 70 crore means 50% of the India's population. So 50% people are safe. This means India will go very close to herd immunity within 2 months time. So by the time, herd immunity will kick in and pandemic will end. So as a responsible citizens, we have to wait for 3.5 months to get second dose of Covishield. So finally, I would like to thank some people. So first, I have taken data from these 2 references, which I will be posting in the description of this video. And 3 people, I have taken information from these people. Professor Anand Ranganathan, he is a PhD. He did PhD in biochemistry from Cambridge University. He is now working as professor at JNU, New Delhi. Professor Govardhan Das, he is an India's top immunologist. He is also professor in JNU, New Delhi. And Professor Shamika Ravi, she is an economist, and she has given some very nice results about spread of the coronavirus. And one very good news that you will see from her results, if you can see this curve on the right hand side, this shows how the coronavirus cases are increasing or decreasing. So from last 1 or 2 weeks, the infection rate is already started decreasing. So this result is from 14th of May, just 2 days back. So you see that this is average for 1 week. So 1 week averages, last 2 weeks averages are already decreasing. So this is a very good news. So this is data from Professor Shamika Ravi. She has been monitoring the coronavirus cases from last 4-5 months, how the trends are going. So if we take precautions, then this curve will come down, definitely come down. And because we are also going to get vaccinated, we are taking precautions. We are also getting new drug called 2-deoxy-D-glucose. So all good signs we have. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.